Islands.
For the record, proudly brought to you by
Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. And JN Money.
From abroad to yard.
Fast, affordable, convenient. Doctor's Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctor's Hospital. Always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Kirk Market. Experience a world of choice.
We ask our listeners and viewers to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
Live from Radio Cayman Studio.
This is For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you.
For the Record.
Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
With Orrett Connor.
Informative, impartial, insightful.
This is For the Record.
For the Record. 1-800-534-8255. Your calls, your input. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Orrett Connor.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees. So fair. Today is Friday, the 2nd day of August. 2024, right here in the beautiful Cayman Islands. We do hope and we trust that everyone had a restful, peaceful, enjoyable evening. Those of you who are on our roads, we ask you to please, please, please be extremely cautious. Ensure that you observe the rules of the road. It is the weekend coming up as well. Some of you may be going to happy hour after work this evening. Some of you may go out clubbing later on in the night or on Saturday night. Be careful. Don't drive and drink as well. And if you see someone else who you feel is unable to drive, do something to help them, prevent them from getting on our roads. Remember, the life you save may just be your own. For those of you who are celebrating a birthday today, or if you've celebrated one over the past few days, we want to wish you a happy birthday or a belated happy birthday, whichever is applicable. And to remind you that the For the Record birthday shout-outs brought to you by Coca-Cola, who are proud to support your birthday shout-outs. Coca-Cola available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga wholesalers. You should accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. For those of you who have lost loved ones, again, we want to extend our sincere condolences to you. We hope and we trust that your faith will help to carry you through these extremely challenging times, and that memories of your loved ones will be a blessing. Those of you who are ill and are either at home or at a medical facility here in the Cayman Islands or overseas, we do wish you a speedy recovery as well. So, folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman, and by extension For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles, as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that may be. As you know, For the Record is a show produced by the staff and management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they arise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I'm your host, Orrett Connor. You're welcome to join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. During that period, phone lines are open. Beautiful radio voice of the old gal, Miss Susan Watson, waiting to take your calls. You can call us on our toll-free number, provided courtesy of Flo. That toll-free number, 1-800-534-8255. Also, call us on 949-8037, 949-69990. WhatsApp us, 925-3261 as well. No guests in the studio yet. Should have a guest in the studio later on this morning, waiting for full confirmation of that. So meanwhile, I won't reveal who the guest is until I have full confirmation of it as well. But first of all, folks, let's look at the birthdays. And again, to remind you that For the Record birthday shoutouts brought to you by Coca-Cola, who are proud to support your birthday shoutouts. Coca-Cola available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga wholesalers. You should accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. So we see today Tiffany, Gail Griffiths celebrating a birthday. Harriet Vassell also celebrating her birthday today. Tomorrow, Issa Obi celebrating a birthday. And we also have belated birthday greetings going out to Shan Scott and to Joshua Dilbert when it comes on Sunday as well. We see some other persons celebrating birthdays. Tomorrow, Margot Lares is celebrating her birthday. I want to wish Margot a happy birthday in advance. We mentioned Joshua Dilbert already. Sunday, the 4th of August, he's celebrating his. Our good friend, the very popular Mr. Crosby Solomon, celebrating his birthday also on Sunday, the 4th of August. And then further down in the month, we have others, but we'll have enough time, God willing, to give them birthday shout-outs, including Jeannie Ebanks-Lewis, who will celebrate her birthday on the 20th of August, which is on a Tuesday, the 20th of August as well. So we will be continue to give those shout-outs later on as well. And again, folks, to remind you that the birthday shout-outs are coming to you courtesy of Coca-Cola, who are proud to support your birthday shout-outs. Coca-Cola available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga wholesalers. You should accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. A very famous American author also would celebrate his 100th birthday today. He died in France. At age 62, age 63, I believe, died on the 1st of December, 1987. He was born on August the 2nd, 1924. Famous author, James Arthur Baldwin. He's an American writer and civil rights activist who garnered acclaim for his essays, novels, plays, and poems. His 1953 novel, Go Tell It on the Mountain, has been ranked by Time magazine as one of the top 100 English language novels. His 1955 essay collection, Notes of a Native Son, helped establish his reputation as a voice for human equality. James Baldwin was an influential public figure and orator, especially during the civil rights movement in the United States. Baldwin's fiction posted fundamental personal questions and dilemmas amid complex social and psychological pressures. Themes of masculinity, sexuality, race, and class intertwine to create intricate narratives that influence both the civil rights movement and the gay liberation movement in the mid-20th century America. Baldwin's protagonists are often, but not exclusively, African American, gay, and bisexual men, featured prominently in his works, as in his 1956 novel, Giovanni's Room. His characters typically face internal and external obstacles in their search for self and social acceptance. James Baldwin's work continues to influence artists and writers. His unfinished manuscript, Remember This House, was expanded and adapted as the 2016 documentary film I Am Not Your Negro, winning the BAFTA Award for Best Documentary. His 1974 novel, If Beale Street Could Talk, was adapted into a 2018 film of the same name, which earned widespread praise. Let's talk a little bit about his early life. Baldwin was born as James Arthur Jones to Emma Burdis Jones on the 2nd of August, 1924, at Harlem Hospital in New York City. Born in Deal Island, Maryland in 1903, Emma Jones was one of the many who fled racial segregation and discrimination in the South during the Great Migration. She arrived in Harlem when she was 19 years old. Then Baldwin was born out of wedlock. Jones never revealed to him who his biological father was. Jones originally undertook to care for her son as a single mother. However, in 1927, Jones married David Baldwin, a laborer and Baptist preacher. David Baldwin was born in Bunkie, Louisiana, and preached in New Orleans as well. Some other things about James Baldwin. He attended extremely famous high school in New York as well. I have to find that under education, hopefully. PS 24, he attended that school. Those of you who are familiar with New York would know about that as well. That was in Harlem on 128th Street. So he also attended high school in New York. I'll find that and share that with you as well. Meanwhile, we have to take a commercial break. When we return, we're going to talk about all of the excitement that has taken place in the Cayman Islands in relation to the Olympics, and a place where the Cayman Islands has never been before in an Olympic finals. A first for the Cayman Islands. It is an historic event, and we need to give it all the attention that we possibly can. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
The sister islands of Cayman Brac and Little Cayman have long held a sense of independence and self-reliance while still maintaining a close relationship with Grand Cayman. Cayman Brac is named for its breathtaking 140-foot bluff, and Little Cayman is known for its tranquil nature and is home to the largest colony of red-footed boobies. Notable historical developments for the sister islands include being the first of the Cayman Islands to be seen by the Europeans, developing their own economy in the 1800s based on the sea and hawksbill turtle, building the prototype catboat, active entrepreneurs on Grand Cayman through the 20th century, and a strong support for the British, with half of the men serving in the British cause during World War II, and ardent supporters of a British link during the discussion on independence in 1962.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way. Positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
So much happening so fast, too much. It is hard for me to follow my health care instructions. The private counseling with West Bay Pharmacy literally saved my life.
At West Bay Pharmacy, we know how complex medications can be. Our pharmacists are delighted to offer you personalized one-on-one healthcare counseling, free medication review, therapeutic callbacks, and we will liaise with your physician to ensure you receive the best in quality medical care.
Quality of life has a whole new meaning with the right pharmacy to support you. Thank you, West Bay Pharmacy.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner. Now you can WhatsApp your West Bay Pharmacy prescriptions to 516-0777.
Did you know that you can send money transfers to financial institutions anywhere in Jamaica with JN Money?
You mean I can send money straight to my account and cut out the middleman?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. You send your own money to your own account, giving you peace of mind that the money is in your account.
JN Money Transfers to Financial Institution is another convenient service offered by JN Money. You can have this done from any JN Money location. Deposit your money straight to your account without the hassle of asking someone to do it for you. JN Money Transfers to Financial Institutions, making life easier.
When it comes to weekly meal prep, I trust Kirk Market to provide the best value for quality proteins. The butchers at Kirk Market are super helpful. They always slice my steaks perfectly. Kirk Market has everything I need for healthy and flavorful protein-packed meals. From lean cuts of CAB choice beef, tender CAB prime beef, the juiciest pork, and all-natural hormone-free poultry, to their seafood section with everything from fresh local snapper to omega-3 rich salmon. I choose Kirk Market for the highest quality proteins to support my healthy lifestyle. Kirk Market. Eat well, live well, and discover a world of choice.
For the Health of It, heard on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. and repeated on Saturdays at 9:30 a.m. is brought to you by The Light Room. Tired of being unwell and struggling to find the energy and vitality to live the life you desire? Come get recharged from the inside out at The Light Room. Our non-invasive, holistic energy enhancement system detoxifies and energizes the body, enabling self-healing and balance. Book online at www.thelightroom.ky or call 938-HEAL, 38 Pasadora Place, GT.
You deserve a unique vacation this year, one with easy non-stop flights from Cayman. Cayman Airways offers more non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline. Now you can add Panama and Los Angeles to your travel bucket list. Skip the hassle of connecting flights. Panama is just a 2-hour non-stop flight from Cayman. And Los Angeles? Get there in less than 5 hours non-stop aboard Cayman Airways. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to book your Los Angeles or Panama getaway today.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, Cayman.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. No guests in the studio. We have about 8 minutes before we go to our 8 o'clock news. After the 8 o'clock news, we will see whether or not we will have any guests in the studio. Meanwhile, another birthday shout out going out to Michelle Orrett, whose birthday is today, 2nd of August. Happy birthday coming from her daughter, Jacqueline. And she says, Mom, I love you and you have a great day as well. So birthday greetings going out to Michelle Aubert coming from daughter, Jacqueline, as well. Okay, we're told that outside rain is coming down, the roads are wet. So again, those of you who are out there on our roads, whether you're a pedestrian, a cyclist, or if you're operating any type of motorized vehicle, please, please, please be extremely cautious. Adjust your driving if you're driving a vehicle to suit the conditions. If you're walking, remember the visibility of drivers may be a little bit hampered as well. So be extremely cautious on our roads. Again, going very quickly back to James Baldwin, one of the high schools that he attended in 1938, he applied to and was accepted at DeWitt Clinton High School, one of the popular high schools in New York, located in the Bronx. At that time, it was a predominantly white and Jewish school. And then he matriculated there that fall. He also worked on the school magazine called the Magpie, and as well. So again, James Baldwin would have been 100 years of age today if he were still alive. One of the renowned writers, novelists, Black American novelists as well. So folks, the ministry of, and you would have heard this on our news, but we need to repeat it as well, like I said earlier, that we are entering historic period, new territory for the Cayman Islands, where we have one of our nationals who is in an Olympic final. So the Ministry for Border Control, Labor and Culture extends an invitation to the public to attend a watch party on Cardinal Avenue, Georgetown, between 12:30 p.m. and 2:30 p.m. to watch Caymanian Jordan Crooks go for the gold in the men's 50-meter freestyle at the Paris Olympics. So you're asked to join us as we watch the race on two large TV screens. You can bring your friends and show your love for Cayman by wearing colors red, white, and blue, or show your pride and wear your Caymanian shirt. Bring your flags and noisemakers, and let's get ready to cheer for Jordan. Hashtag Caymanian Proud, hashtag Olympics 2024, hashtag Cayman Islands, hashtag Paris Olympics 2024, hashtag Cayman Swimming, hashtag T-Mobile CI or something. That one, I'm not sure what that is. But again, historic occasion for us here in the Cayman Islands, and I don't want to jinx him in any way, but I believe that based on his performance, based on his timing, that Jordan has the potential and the possibility to medal in this race. Really, really one of the first opportunities where we have come so close to winning an Olympic gold, or an Olympic medal, I should say. Well, gold would be great too, would be great. So we're urging everyone, throw your support, get out there and support Jordan Crooks as well. I'll share this with you as well. We probably will talk about this later on, the Regen project. Meanwhile, the Office of the Auditor General yesterday released, issued a press release, and it was actually issued by the acting Auditor General, Angela Cullen, because the Auditor General is off island at this time. And let me just open up the let me just open up the press release in relation to what was issued as well. Let's us find it. There we go. Here we go. And this is it. So the Office of the Auditor General issued its report entitled The Integrated Solid Waste Management System for the Cayman Islands Region as at December 2021. So the report goes up to that point in time, December 2021, to the Parliament on Tuesday, the 30th of July, 2024. The OAG planned to publish the report today. That was yesterday. But it has come to our attention this morning that the report may still contain commercially sensitive information. Therefore, the Office of the Auditor General is now publishing the report at this time. Let's read that again and digest that. So they're saying that they issued the report, which goes up to December of 2021. They issued that report to the Parliament on Tuesday, the 30th of July. They had planned to publish the report yesterday, but it has come to their attention that in the morning that the report may still contain commercially sensitive information. Therefore, the Office of the Auditor General is not publishing the report at this time. But we know that the report was leaked and is out there. It goes on to say that in March of 2021, the then government signed a project agreement for the Integrated Solid Waste Management System known as REGEN. In August of 2021, the incoming government asked the Office of the Auditor General to review the project and the REGEN contract. The audit focused on the REGEN project from its inception in 2014 to October of 2021 and assessed the value for money of the project. On the 4th of December 2021, the Office of the Auditor General provided a draft report to the then governor, premier, deputy premier, and senior civil servants. So who got that draft report? The then governor, the then premier, the deputy premier, and senior civil servants. We don't know how many senior civil servants or what their designations are, or what their names, I should say. Government did not provide a management response to this draft report, which is the usual opportunity for the factual accuracy of a draft report to be confirmed or otherwise clarified. So the government did not provide a management response to the draft that was sent by the Auditor General. The Office of the Auditor General agreed that the government could use the draft report to assist with the renegotiation of the REGEN contract prior to financial close, which had been delayed. The Office of the Auditor General agreed that we would not publish the report at that time. The Office of the Auditor General subsequently advised on several occasions over the last few years that we would publish our original report together with an update when the REGEN contract reached financial close. On the 25th of July 2024, the Minister for Sustainability and Climate Resilience announced that the government had decided to begin discussions to exit the project agreement for REGEN. Ms. Susan, I'm going to come to you for the news. I can't complete this at this point in time because we have to go to the news. When we return, I will share with you the remainder of this press release Don't change that dial. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back immediately after the 8 o'clock news.
Thank you, Mr. Connor. And studio time by Price Right is a minute after 8.
Happiness is finding quality products at great prices.
Just like the feeling of discovering the perfect outdoor furniture for your patio, or upgrading to the latest smart TV.
Or when you find that special something that you never knew you needed.
Exactly. Well, Happiness has a new home where you can find everything from bulk groceries, fresh fruit and veg, and small kitchen appliances to electronics, toys, garden supplies, and more. It's time to shop happy at Priced Right.
Discover our new look at pricedright.ky.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller. In the stadium at the Government Administration Building in the United States, Caymanians across the globe, they're reacting to Jordan Crooks' historic swim on Thursday when he qualified for today's finals in the men's 50-meter freestyle. And Culture Minister, the Honourable Dwayne Seymour, wants to keep that momentum going.
We have to continuously support our Caymanian athletes at the Paris 2024 Olympics. And today we have a real opportunity to come out and display our nationalistic pride and come together in one place to celebrate this historic moment in supporting the gold medal effort of our own Jordan Crooks. What inspired me is the enthusiasm that I saw in everyone yesterday. The whole island was bubbling with a spirit I haven't seen in a while. Come to Cardinal Avenue at 12:30 p.m. Bring your flags, wear your colors.
You'll be able to catch the race, which is scheduled for 1:30 p.m. Cayman time on 2 large TV screens set up downtown. Cabinet tackles land and budget matters at their July 17th meeting. Up first was approval of a cost-sharing agreement between the Paramount Group and government to, quote, assist with the construction of the Agnes Fairmakes Connector Access Road. There was also an intent notice to acquire land for the building of a public road. Cabinet approved the electricity connection to the temporary Department of Agriculture and Sales container in Cayman Brac be exempt from planning permission. And office space leases were also approved for the police's training unit and the Cadet Corps headquarters. In terms of government's budget, Cabinet gave the green light for the creation of a new transfer payment under the Cabinet Office, Disaster Preparedness and Relief, approving $1 million for the new line item. Cayman's leaders also authorized the Minister for Planning and Transport to seek approval from Parliament to increase the appropriation for advice and support to the minister by $300,000. Finally, some housekeeping matters for several boards, including the approval of Bryan Critchlow as chair of the Animal Welfare Advisory Committee, Rosanna Humphreys-Johnson as chair of the Nursing and Midwifery Council, Dr. Alexandra Bodden as chair of the Council for Professions Allied with Medicine, and Stanley Panton as the deputy chair of the National Roads Authority Board. You can find the full summary online at gov.ky. And the governor has appointed Ben Tonner as an acting judge of the Grand Court. Mr. Tonner will serve during the newly introduced long vacation from August 5th through August 30th. He's a named partner and leading litigator at McGrath Tonner and brings more than 17 years of litigation experience spanning both criminal and civil cases, including fraud, money laundering, asset tracing, regulatory enforcement, insolvency and restructuring, and judicial review proceedings. Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which takes us out of the newscast. I'm Carsley Fuller.
BBC News, I'm John Shea. Russia has admitted that Vadim Krasikov, the convicted hitman released as part of a prisoner exchange, was an FSB agent. He'd been serving a life sentence for the murder in Berlin of a former Chechen rebel commander. One of the high-profile released Russian dissidents has called on people not to forget other Russian political prisoners. Oleg Orlov is co-chair of the Nobel Peace Prize-winning human rights organisation Memorial. His wife says he wasn't consulted about the prisoner swap, and he only knew what was happening when he was on the bus. Hundreds of mourners have attended funeral prayers for the Hamas political leader Ismail Haniyeh in Qatar. His coffin, draped in a Palestinian flag, has now been taken to a cemetery outside Doha for burial. Social media users in Turkey have been unable to access Instagram in the latest instance of a clampdown on online platforms. Officials said Instagram had been banned, but they didn't say why. Aid workers in Sudan have urged the army and the paramilitary RSF to cease hostilities to allow the establishment of humanitarian corridors. They say essential supplies, including food and medicine, are urgently needed, particularly in North Darfur. Nigerian security forces have been placed on high alert after deadly protests on Thursday. Amnesty International says 13 people were killed as police tried to break up the protests. The authorities denied shooting indiscriminately. Indian soldiers have completed a bridge designed to speed up rescue and recovery operations following landslides in a remote part of Kerala. A former high-ranking North Korean diplomat has told the BBC Pyongyang is hoping Donald Trump becomes US president again so it can restart negotiations. And it's the first day of Olympic track and field competitions at the Stade de France in Paris, which has a striking new purple running track. BBC News.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way. Positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
The Ministry of Education and the Passport and Corporate Services Office remind all students traveling to and from school overseas to ensure their passports are valid for both travel and entry into their destination country. Passports should be renewed at least 10 weeks before departure, and any necessary student visas must be obtained. For passport services, contact the Passport and Corporate Services Office at 649-7678. For Ministry of Education scholarship inquiries, contact scholarships@gov.ky. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Education and the Passport and Corporate Services Office.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by
CG Britcade, where people come first.
Good morning. Let's take a look at the latest weather report. Current temperature is 81 degrees. Relative humidity is 84%. The barometric pressure is 30.04 inches and rising. The wind is out of the northeast at 3 knots. Overnight low temperature was 82 degrees. Synopsis indicate an increased chance in cloudiness and showers are expected today as a tropical wave moves across the Cayman Islands, with these conditions lingering through Saturday evening. Radar images show scattered showers in and around the Cayman area moving towards the west-southwest. The Cayman Islands National Weather Service is closely monitoring an area of disorganized showers over the southern Bahamas and eastern Cuba. The National Hurricane Center suggests this has a 50% chance of formation over the next 2 days as it nears the Straits of Florida or the eastern Gulf of Mexico. The system poses no immediate threat to the Cayman Islands. Now, the forecast for today calling for partly cloudy to cloudy skies with a 40% chance of afternoon showers and some showers at this moment, and some thunder, and temperatures will rise to the upper 80s. Winds will be east to northeast at 5 to 10 knots, becoming light and variable at times, and seas will be slight to moderate with wave heights of 2 to 4 feet. Tonight, cloudy skies with a 60% chance of showers and thunder, and temperatures falling to the low 80s tonight. Your winds will be east to southeast 5 to 10 knots with higher gusts in and around showers, and seas will be slight to moderate with wave heights of 2 to 4 feet. We're presently at a high tide, and the next low tide will be this afternoon at 2:35 and a high tide again tonight at 9:16. The sun will set this evening at 6:59 and will rise tomorrow morning at 3 minutes after 6. And the outlook is calling for a decrease in cloudiness and showers from tomorrow evening as a tropical wave moves away from the Cayman area. That's the very latest on your weather report.
Take some advice from your Aunt Angie. Don't lie on your resume. Because if you say you've got trapeze experience, someone might shoot you out of a cannon and expect you to do a gymnast routine while flying through the air at 82 miles an hour. And just because you want to land on your feet doesn't mean you will. But if you're smart, you'll have CG medical insurance, so you get the best coverage for the price.
Get the best coverage for the price. CG Brit-K. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by
CG Brit-K, where people come first.
It's that time of year again. Cayman Airways is celebrating its anniversary with airfares on sale. Tickets are now on sale for some of your favorite destinations: Miami, Tampa, New York, Los Angeles, Kingston, La Ceiba, Panama, Havana, and even Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. But hurry, this sale ends August 10th. Other conditions apply. Book online at CaymanAirways.com or call 949-2311. Cayman Airways, celebrating 56 years as Cayman's award-winning national airline.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Good morning. Let's take a look this time at what's happening on our roads. Remember, roads are wet, so please drive with extra caution. Coming from the east on Shamrock Road, traffic is moving on moderately further up. Further down, a different story as traffic is steady, especially on the Ledford Pearson Highway, and slow moving traffic on Crew Road. Expect some delays, and traffic is steady coming off of Bobby Thompson Way and continuing on to Huldah Avenue. As we look to Owen Roberts Drive, no issues there as traffic is light to moderate, as well as coming from the West Bay 4-way stop. On the West Bay Road in front of the Ritz, traffic is moderate in both directions. Godfrey Dixon Way and Eastern Avenue flowing moderately and into Georgetown on Shedden Road looking pretty good. Out of Georgetown on Shedden Road, traffic is light to moderate, as well as on 8wood Street. And that's what's happening on your roads. Join us again at about 10 minutes past 12. We'll give you another look at traffic.
Summer's heating up, and so are the good times. Whether you are out on the water, enjoying the beach, or gathering with colleagues for an office bash, make it a feast to remember with Subway. From assorted sandwich platters to mouth-watering cookies, our catering menu has something for everyone. Perfect for groups of 5 or more. For food that's fresh, fast, and perfect for any occasion, choose Subway Catering. Visit subway.ky for catering options. Subway. Eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Take some advice from your Aunt Angie. Don't lie on your resume. Because if you say you've got trapeze experience, someone might shoot you out of a cannon and expect you to do a gymnast routine while flying through the air at 82 miles an hour. And just because you want to land on your feet doesn't mean you will. But if you're smart, you'll have CG medical insurance, so you get the best coverage for the price.
Get the best coverage for the price. CG Brit-K. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
Undetected ear, nose, and throat problems can impede a child's overall progress in school and affect their physical, emotional, and social well-being. Pediatric ENT screening can help safeguard children's well-being and growth. An ENT checkup is a comprehensive examination of the ears, nose, and throat, looking for abnormalities or potential health problems. Untreated ENT problems can lead to recurrent infections, hearing loss, developmental delays, and impaired academic performance. By identifying and addressing these issues promptly, you can ensure better health outcomes and support the overall development of children.
Beach and Reggae Sundays on Breeze 105.3 FM from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Brought to you by Healthcare Pharmacy, where they care about your health. 2 locations, Governor Square and Grand Harbor. Governor Square open Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Grand Harbor open Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. and open on Sundays, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call 947-8900 or visit healthcarepharmacy.ky.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. No guests in the studio yet, but we will have a guest in the studio in a while. Meanwhile, I'm going to share with you, and I'm going to start from scratch, start all over, the Auditor General's, the Office of the Auditor General's press release that was issued yesterday about the Regen project, officially known as the Integrated Solid Waste Management System, called Regen. So, the Office of the Auditor General, they issued the report, and it covered up until December of 2021. They issued that report to the Parliament on Tuesday, the 30th of July, 2024. The office planned to publish the report today, that was yesterday, because once they have issued their report to Parliament, they're allowed to publish it. So their plans were to publish the report yesterday, but then it came to their attention yesterday morning that the report may still contain commercially sensitive information. Therefore, they did not publish the report at that point in time. Now, folks, just remember that part about it containing sensitive information, because later on in this press release, you will hear information relating to the government not responding to the Auditor General when they had the opportunity to respond. So in March of 2021, the then government signed a project agreement for the Integrated Solid Management System known as Regen. In August of 2021, the incoming government asked the Office of the Auditor General to review the project and the Regen contract. The audit focused on the Regen project from its inception in 2014 to October of 2021 and assess the value for money of the project. On the 4th of December 2021, the Office of the Auditor General provided a draft report to then Governor. They don't name who the Governor is. Premier, they don't name the Premier. Deputy Premier, they don't name the Deputy Premier. And senior civil servants, they don't name them either. But 4th of December 2021, you can figure out who held at least some of those offices. The government did not provide a management response. This is important, folks. The government did not provide a management response to this draft report, which is the usual opportunity for the factual accuracy of a draft report to be confirmed or otherwise clarified. It is almost like you going to court and not providing a defense. You know, the prosecution puts their case forward and you have no response whatsoever. You don't respond. I don't think that you have much to appeal after that. So that's what happened in this particular case. The government did not take the opportunity to look at the factual accuracy of the draft report and to be able to confirm that or otherwise clarify things within that. Now, quite possible the government said, you know, we weren't the original authors of this. We weren't the ones who started this project in the first place. So, you know, maybe we shouldn't respond. Okay? The Office of the Auditor General agreed that the government could use the draft report to assist with the renegotiation of the Regen contract prior to financial close. which had been delayed. The Office of the Auditor General agreed that they would not publish the report at that time. They agreed to that. The Office of the Auditor General subsequently advised on several occasions over the last few years that we would publish our original report together with an update when the Regen contract reached financial close. On the 25th of July 2024, the Minister for Sustainability and Climate Resiliency announced that the government had decided to begin discussions to exit the project agreement for Regen. With the process of renegotiation ended, the Office of the Auditor General issued its report to Parliament on the 30th of July 2024. That would have been on Monday. In the normal course of events, the Office of the Auditor General would then publish the report on its website. Normally, what they say, we would then, after we have done that, issued it to Parliament, we would publish it on our website. However, they were informed, the Office of the Auditor General, they were informed by the government on the 1st of August, that is yesterday, 2024, that the December 2021 report may still contain commercially sensitive information. The Office of the Auditor General does not publish reports with commercially sensitive information and usually redacts such information before issuing reports to Parliament and publishing them. Now, how would the government have been aware and the Office of the Auditor General being aware that there was sensitive commercial information in that report? They would have known that had they read the document and responded to the Office of the Auditor General at the earliest stage, but they didn't. So it was only yesterday, the 1st of August, that was decided, that information was passed on. So the Office of the Auditor General now says the government has now committed to providing a response to the Office of the Auditor General by mid-August of 2024. So in the middle of this month, they will provide a response. The office and the press release goes on to say the Office of the Auditor General will publish the report as soon as possible after we assess and redact any commercially sensitive information and update the report if the government identifies any factual inaccuracies. So what the government is going to do by mid-August is something that should have been done from after the 4th of December 2021, when the Office of the Auditor General provided a draft report to the then governor, premier, deputy premier, and senior civil servants as well. So almost 3 years down the line, it's going to be done now. But unfortunately, whatever sensitive, commercially sensitive information that is in that report, my understanding is it is all out there now in the public domain. So how do you put the genie back into the box? How do you put the toothpaste back into the tube? Almost physically impossible. So we see where we go from there. Now, We don't have any guests in the studio. All of those persons who are really familiar with the Regen project, we had a few calls on Wednesday's show. This is an opportunity for you to call in before our guests come into the studio to talk more about this. My viewpoint on this is I will use Cayman Airways as an example. I will use the Water Authority of the Cayman Islands as an example as well. And some of you may say, well, those are not good examples, not good analogies. But my point is, why is it that the Cayman Islands government needs a partner in this project? Yes, it is a huge one, and we see figures like 750 million, a billion, 1 point something billion, maybe 2 billion. We see those figures. But we're talking about a project with a long lifespan. Irrespective of how people feel about the government and how monies are spent by the government, it is my personal view that based on the financial guardrails that we have in place for the Cayman Islands, including the FFR, and if those things stay in place, I personally don't see the Cayman Islands government going broke. And while we may resist the temptation or the need to direct monies from other projects to go towards the landfill and ensuring that no additional damage is done to our environment, I believe that the Cayman Islands government can go about this on their own without the need for any partnership other than the expertise. So you go out there, you seek the expertise, you use their expert advice, but you own the project at the end of the day. You have no partners. Your partners are the people of the Cayman Islands, the voters, plus everyone else. Those are your partners, just like we are partners in Cayman Airways, just like we are partners in Water Authority, Cayman Islands, and other government-owned entities. There is no need for the Cayman Islands government to enrich others or to line the pocket of others in this project. Those are just my lay person's views on it. We have proven, we have shown that we are capable of managing things, especially something so expensive as this. We may not have the technical expertise, but certainly we have the ability to take ownership of it and to run it, own it, like we do Cayman Airways and we do with Cayman, the Water Authority Cayman Islands as well. We don't need to line the pockets of private enterprise out there for this purpose. And I say this without any proof whatsoever of anything happening, but neither do potential politicians or others need to look to line their pockets. Political parties, political entities, or whatever, they should not be looking to line their pockets as well from something like the Regen project. We're talking about lots of money. And a little 5 million here, a little 10 million there can disappear It can get lost in the numbers. I'm not an accountant, not a forensic accountant or anything else, but it can be lost in the numbers. So while we're looking at the project itself, I think that due consideration has to be given to the Cayman Islands government driving this project themselves, going out there, looking for the technical expertise that is out there, engaging them, but own it ourselves. And you know what? Within that ownership, you have the ability to be able to employ more and more Caymanians as well. Because when you let another entity run a project for you, there is no guarantee, unless you have that in black and white in the contract, in terms of the employment of Caymanians. No better way to do it than through government, even though some people may say, well, when you look at government and you look at how many non-Caymanians they may have employed as well. But folks, we have control over that. We can change that. We can change that with legislation, or our constitution allows us to do that. We just haven't taken advantage of it. With that, we're going to take our first commercial break. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
It's that time of year again. Cayman Airways is celebrating its anniversary with airfares on sale. Tickets are now on sale for some of your favorite destinations: Miami, Tampa, New York, Los Angeles, Kingston, La Ceiba, Panama, Havana, and even Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. But hurry, this sale ends August 10th. Other conditions apply. Book online at CaymanAirways.com or call 949-2311. Cayman Airways, celebrating 56 years as Cayman's award-winning national airline.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
Beacon Furniture is celebrating 20 years of providing gorgeous and affordable furniture for your home. Now through August 5th, Beacon Furniture is offering 20% off all in-stock furniture and home accessories. We offer free delivery and setup. Visit us at our location, 386 Shamrock Road Prospect, opposite the Seafarers Hall. Call 943-2500 or check out our website at www.beaconfurniture.ky. Beacon Furniture. Buy it today and have it in your home tonight. Thank you for 20 years of support. Save 20% off this week at Beacon Furniture. Get your child ready for the new school year with Total Health in Grand Pavilion. Total Health's comprehensive back-to-school checkups include ENT, eye, and dental pediatric exams. Ensure your child's health with a complete health report card before school begins. Contact Total Health today at 333-2222 or visit totalhealth.ky to schedule your child's back-to-school checkup. Total Health, where wellness meets education, because every child deserves a healthy start.
Cayman Islands, your opportunity to shape our future continues. All district public consultation meetings for the draft of the planning statement may be completed, yet we are still asking for your ideas. Go online, www.plancayman.ky. Complete the survey. Share your valuable thoughts before August 6th. Let's all continue to work together to move our country forward. We cannot do this without you. Join us in building a sustainable future. Let's get it right. Share your comments, thoughts, questions on the draft planning statement. This is our mission statement. First step towards Cayman's newest development plan. Visit www.plancayman.ky. Be part of the change.
J&. Money presents the official Jamaica Independence celebrations on Friday, August 2nd at the Lion Center. Featuring from Jamaica, the Colonel, Josie Wales, Richie Stevens, and comedian Blocka Ellis. Kids Talent Contest, Best Dress Contest, lots of prizes and giveaways. Music by Joshy Vibes and B Styles, your MC, Lady T. Health fair from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. where you can get your PSA, diabetes, and blood pressure checked for free. Don't miss Josie Rosie Wales, Richie Stevens, and Blacka Ellis on Friday, August 2nd at the Lion Center. Admission is absolutely free. Sponsored by Best Dressed Chicken, Popeyes, Ministry of Border Control, Labor and Culture, Kmart Hair and Beauty Supply, Ministry of Health and Wellness, Cost You Less, iCool, Animal House, Ministry of Tourism and Transport, Radio Cayman, and Breeze FM.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. Our phone lines are open. Our toll-free number 1-800-534-8255. Also 949-8037, 949-6990, or WhatsApp number 925-3261. As well, no guests in the studio yet, but we will eventually have guests in the studio. So if you want to talk, here's your opportunity to do so. Maybe when our guest is in the studio, something may be raised that may pique your interest at that point in time, and you may want to call then. But if there's something off topic, you may want to do so now. Meanwhile, I think I have read this every August, and I'm going to read it again. Tourism industry in the Cayman Islands has grown and grown and grown. We see more and more hotel rooms being produced in the Cayman Islands. We see additional what should be opportunities, for Caymanians, as well. We know and we hear that there are not enough Caymanians to fill, some of these roles. But at the same time, we also hear about the lack of training opportunities. We do know that there's a program at the University College of the Cayman Islands in relation to training in the field of tourism. We hear about job fairs that various entities, tourism entities in the Cayman Islands have as well. In 1966, let me make sure we got the year right. Yep, 4th of August 1966, we had trainees for our hotel industry graduate in the Cayman Islands, and they graduated. The graduation ceremony, that was the first class of the hotel training school. The training was in dining room services. It was sponsored by the Cayman Islands Hotel Association in cooperation with the Evening Institute. And the Evening Institute was a program developed and run by another person who, to me, should be one of our national heroes, Timothy Emmanuel McPhail, known as T.E. McPhail. And the graduation ceremony was held at the Galleon Beach Hotel on the Monday, the 1st of August. Some of those Caymanians who received their certificates, which were presented by Mr. John Hatch, who was then the president of the Hotel Association, Cloriat Anglin, Ellis Anglin, Gwendolyn Anglin, Joan Eleanor Borden, Esme Bush, Donna Mae Powery, Eileen Connor, and let me declare my interest there, Eileen Connor, my sister, Anna Douglas, Andy, Naomi Ebanks, Cicely Ebanks, Celia Ebanks, Madonna Ebanks, Hermina Hurlston, John Hodson, Clarice McFarlane, Margaret Nixon, Ella Mae Powery, Francis Samuels, Phyllis May Scott, you may know her now as Phyllis May Moxham. Christine Smith, Hyacinth Stewart. Unfortunately, some of the names that I have called here, they have since left us, and so they are of blessed memory. The article then goes on to say that these graduates, they will be given preference, folks, because those days we didn't have legislation. We didn't, to a certain extent, need legislation to ensure that Caymanians were employed. It says these graduates will be given preference by members of the Hotel Association when hiring staff. Yeah. The Hotel Association at that point in time expressed their thanks and appreciation to another icon in the Cayman Islands, non-Caymanian at that time, but another icon in the hotel and tourism industry, Mr. Ruda Seltzer, who so ably instructed the class, and he received several nice gifts from the students. And of course, the thanks went out to, again, like I said, Timothy Emmanuel McFeel, who made the classroom available at the Secondary Modern School. And after that, there was supposed to be another class after that as well. But again, folks, goes to show you the initiatives that we took at that point in time in our tourism industry to ensure that Caymanians are trained up, for jobs. We would like to hear more about it. We may have someone in the studio who could tell us about some of the training programs that are in place, as well. We are going to take let's grab a call before we go to the commercial break, Miss Susan. So, because we have 3 callers on hold, let's grab one caller, but we only have about 2 minutes. We want to grab one caller first before we go. First caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC.
Good morning. Good morning.
Okay, so I wasn't sure if you
okay. I got that all confused. I'm going to ask you to hold on. I thought you were in the studio. Sorry, I thought you were in the studio. So we're going to take the commercial break so that we don't have to break, or do you want to say something before?
No, just to say that I'm on my way and I'm literally 5 minutes away. I'm sorry for the delay, and I'm leaving my phone at the office at home before I got there. But just to encourage persons to feel free to call in. There's a number of things happening in my area of responsibility, the Ministry of Tourism and Ports. And I want to make myself accessible for questions and thoughts and views. We had a public meeting last night and Wednesday on the port situation. We have had the news about the government having a referendum before the end of the year. So I'm certain there's a lot of things on people's mind, and I want to hear back from the people and give them an opportunity to ask me questions. So while we take that break, by the time we come back from that break, I should be in the studio because I'm by CNB roundabout right now.
Excellent.
Hear from the people, okay?
Okay. We have a few callers queued up as well, so we'll take the commercial break. When we return, hopefully the minister will be in by then. If not, then we can still start the conversations with the callers. My apologies there, Ms. Susan. I got that all confused, all mixed up. Folks, we're going to take a commercial break. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
At Doctor's Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctor's Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
When it comes to weekly meal prep, I trust Kirk Market to provide the best value for quality proteins. The butchers at Kirk Market are super helpful. They always slice my steaks perfectly. Kirk Market has everything I need for healthy and flavorful protein-packed meals. From lean cuts of CAB choice beef, tender CAB prime beef, the juiciest pork, and all-natural hormone-free poultry, to their seafood section with everything from fresh local snapper to omega-3 rich salmon. I choose Kirk Market for the highest quality proteins to support my healthy lifestyle. Kirk Market. Eat well, live well, and discover a world of choice.
Can you imagine your home completely organized? At Brand Source Custom Closets, we can. We specialize in designing and building custom closets and storage units for any room in your home, including the garage. With tailored designs and custom LED lighting solutions to fit your lifestyle and budget. Our custom closets expert is committed to enhancing the value of your home with a solution that is uniquely yours. Visit our showroom or call 623-6774 to schedule a no-obligation appointment with our design expert. Brand Source Custom Closets, 209 Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park.
Tune in every Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. for Radio Cayman's Midday Newscast. Radio Cayman, the People's Station, your trusted official source for the latest news. The 12 p.m. news is proudly brought to you by Health City Cayman Islands. World-class healthcare within your reach.
At Kirk's Home Center, we can make your life much better. We got it all together. We got a great deal in store for you. From cookware to stereos, from power tools to plumbing supplies. Yeah, we got the best goods with the best price and a service to make you smile. Kirk's Home Center, we got a great deal in store for you.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
And welcome back to For the Record. Miss Susan, do we still have those callers on hold as well? Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Hey, morning, OC. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you?
In a better, I couldn't stand it. Dominique Eubanks here. It was nice listening to you this morning, especially the last ending part. We were talking about, trying to get our people prepared for, this growing industry. I don't going to be too long. I know I'm going to have a few seconds before the minister gets there. But I did listen last night to the presentation that was given about, the new ports and so forth. And it was certainly very interesting, I should say. I'll leave it there for now, 'cause I know the minister has a lot more to say about that. But, and of course, I'd like to hear more about it too. But certainly I would like to see more of our students from in high school, being educated and trained towards these particular industries that we have, right? Because, I notice in some parts of the system, they're waiting a bit longer, to apply these, these training courses and so forth. For a lot of the students, I mean, you take, for example, simple Excel, the average high schools, well, just say the average person doesn't even know how to use Excel properly, right? And when you come out, you will see that there are thousands of jobs here and permits. That just because people have some knowledge of those systems, they're easy to manipulate. That doesn't mean they're any smarter than me or you. They just happen to know how to operate these equipment and these systems, right? And, of course, if we train our kids that way from in school, because we have the statistics to show that what is being used in all of these businesses and so forth. And we have the statistics to show how many people are on work permits in these different sectors. So we should be able to somehow apply that back towards the education. Say, as soon as these kids come out of school, it doesn't mean that they can't go and work in these places and still go to UCCI. I did it when it first opened. I had a job and went to school and even opened a business, had a job and still went to school. I still currently work like that. You know what I mean? So it's something that can, be applied a bit more. And I also just wanted to agree with you regarding the landfill, because I called before, I think on, not necessarily on your show, but on the midday show, to give, my endorsement that the government should take this project on by themselves. I'm not saying, like you said, the specialties and stuff that we need, they're just hired, right? But, Water Authority, for example, came out as a very good example of a government necessity, because we're talking about the dump, and garbage is a necessity, right? And the beautiful part about here it came on, we charge it a disposable fee from the importation section, so the money is guaranteed instantly. Now, if they want to apply more charges, on picking up extra during the week and stuff that people pay for, obviously these are things that if the government had it, they implement those things, and it becomes not necessarily a profitable business, but it breaks even and pays for itself, or maybe make a profit too, because there is, a next man garbage is a next man treasure. Right? So I certainly agree with that is a project that the government needs to take on. I mean, I was very in tune last night to the presentation about the port, and it gave me my perspective. I closed my eyes and I thought about how the drastic Cayman would be changed from any one of these ports being placed, right? And of course, the west side was pretty much pointing towards being the best location for this port. But what I found most interesting, OC, in the presentation, that the presenter mentioned the word population growth, right? And that is our biggest problem we have here in Cayman, because we're not building for our children. You know? We're building for other people to come here and have children and wipe us out. It's like an ethnic cleansing that's happening. But people just, I can't understand how the government itself was changed. Right? I understand we elected some of the same people that are obviously have the same ideology, that they want to see this development for whatever reason. But there must be something where we have to cap it off at some point, slow it down, that we the Caymanians, we can multiply and catch back up. Why should we be the minority in our own country? I mean, I love all these people, I love all these cultures, and it's certainly nice that, you know, your son or my son or daughter, whatever, they can marry somebody else from outside and they become the new Caymanians. Yes, but just bringing people in and let them multiply and become the new Caymanians can't be the way in such at a rapid speed. Because once you allow them to root down, of course, their family members get the same benefits as our families, you know. It's something that needs to be done. You know, whether it's on the work permit side, that needs to be capped in order to create value for the individual. Because right now, as a Caymanian, before you just use construction industry, not trying not to talk too fast, but use the construction industry, for example. One time ago, you had to look laborers, and of course, you pay them a bit more money because there were less of them. Now you got so much room for disposable, you can pay them that same $6 an hour. So, of course, many Caymanians not going to go that way, but if we cap those things off and these businesses are certainly starved for labor, they would value the ones that they have. And what's happening right now is that we, the people, become disposable. We're just a number, like in big places. When you run short, you just open up your borders like they do in America and let everybody come in and try to fill up to run these corporations. Don't care about the people. But Caymanians, I got to tell on to put on a foot down. I mean, we have to put people that can press the brakes on this thing. Like the song say, a one-stop driver, please let me off. You know, see I move too far. Well, that's the case right here. We're moving a bit too far. Yeah. And I work in an industry that I see the development already years ahead. When I heard that presentation last night, that just painted the big picture from where I stand, because that just made more sense why there's so many hotels going up so far, you know, because the more them they build, we will have to get these done.
If you build it, they will come.
They're forcing our hand instead of the other way around. Instead of forcing them to slow down, they're forcing us to speed up. And I would like to see the ports, yes. I mean, I've always called for respite. I don't see why they couldn't build a pier straight off of respite or somewhere just out in the section, just right to the drop off and make things simple. But, I mean, we need to build these docks as cargo is involved and all this kind of stuff, and it is what it is. But I'll stop there. We'll see. I want to give the minister, I think he should be there, and now a chance
I'm here.
Continue, and of course, they all have my support, because the main thing is, I just want, no matter how long the negotiation taking us, we just want the best for our people, for us, the Caymanians.
Yep.
All right, I'll stop there.
Thank you very much. Pleasure talking with you as well. Ms. Susan, we still have one caller on hold, or no caller. Okay, Minister, good morning, welcome, and you got an opportunity to respond to that caller.
Yes. Thank you so much. Good morning, OC. Good morning, Ms. Susan, and good morning to the Cayman Islands. I want to first say thank you to that caller. Very rational points that the caller highlighted, and I thank him for his engagement. In respect, I can't remember what question he asked, but he made points about the growth and whether our growth is dictating the development, or should we manage our growth so the development isn't dictating what we are doing. And all of those.
He said he was appalled by when he heard the numbers in terms of the population, projections and what we're planning for. In terms of, what was it, 250,000?
250,000. Well, you see, I don't even want to accept that position, because that's technically not the case at all. And I tried painstakingly last night to explain that. And for those who may not be aware or understand what we're talking about, the Port Authority is doing a outline business case for future development of a cargo facility for the Cayman Islands to be able to continue to import goods. The current circumstances are stretched as it is, and we have to start planning for the future, because any kind of major infrastructure like that will take many, many years to do. So this is nothing about this administration. This is just the first leg, as I explained last night at the meeting. First leg of a 4x100, and I'm only carrying the first baton.
If I may say, after Hurricane Ivan, the Port Authority had an excellent opportunity at that point in time to expand as much as they wanted or as much as they needed. Initially, arms had to be twisted to get what we ended up with. But
by CDC.
Yes. But again, sometimes we have this way of being extremely myopic and very, very short-sighted. We don't look down the future, even though Hurricane Ivan taught us something, and that what we needed to do, but we didn't go as far as we needed to, and had we done it, and it wouldn't be as controversial as it is now.
Yeah. You're so right. But you know that the past is the past, and we have to move forward today.
That's true.
Even up to last night, the question came up about why didn't we buy the properties around CDC at the time. But I don't want to stray away from the question of the 250. Because that's actually the heart of most of the concern for these public meetings and the people's responses. And I go back to the fact that there's an OBC, outline business case, being created by independent a company of specialists to guide the country as to what it needs to do for the future of a cargo importation and the infrastructure needed for it. So they're doing that process, and in order to give advice to any government, any person, to say what you would need for the future, you got to determine what the future would look like. So they have to come up with an equation of what the expectation of what it's going to be like for the future. So in normal international terms, you build a port for 40 to 45 years. And then they thought about how long it would take to build. It would be 10 to 15 years. So they've planned for 60 years out from today. And today is 2024, so they're planning for 2084. And then, okay, what is the life in Cayman going to be like in 2084? What is the population going to be like? We don't have any statistical data. The ESO, there's no real data that the government has to give them. So they have to take a number of sets of information and do an equation to estimate what the country is going to be like. This is what the expert has explained to us. So they took, the NRA data, they took ESO current rates. The ESO only has rates for growth for the next 3 years. They're needing to make a projection for the next 60 years.
And that's what, population growth?
Population growth.
Okay, if I could interrupt you there for a second again, and I keep saying it on this show. The UK is a huge part of the United Nations. We are to a certain extent as well. The United Nations has an organization called the UN Fund for Population Activities. They have all of the expertise in the world in relation to projections and the concerns and what is likely to happen, how populations should grow, what impact it is likely to have. We need someone in government, whichever minister it falls under, to at least sound them out, tell them what our concerns are. They will come in. They can only come in on the invitation of the United Kingdom because we're not an independent country. And they can do a study in relation to our population and our population projection. We had it in the 60s, I think, or in the 70s, at one point in time. But,
I agree with you. I mean, we definitely need to have as much statistical data as we can to understand our future so we can better plan for it. So I agree with that. And we will obviously need to do a lot more of that for Plan Cayman, the airport development and so forth. But I'm really trying to get to the point of how the 250 came up, because most people are thinking that this is government planning for 250 and it's
Once
not.
Once you give a number,
and if I can quickly do it before you go to the break, I'll try. You know what? I think we should go to the break, come back, because it's a complicated equation of why they decided to plan for, in the estimated time that they're trying to do this infrastructure in 2084, why they've picked the number 2,050 population. And it doesn't have to do with
250,000.
250,000. It's not like the government has told them that. They came up with that equation from us. But it's because of our current behavior, the way we are growing so fast now, at the rates of where we're going.
And a natural growth as well.
And a natural growth, that's where we will be. So actually, that equation, that number should be telling us, if you don't want to get to 250, you better slow down. And that's obviously what everybody's talking about now. And I hate to bring up the whole immigration thing, but everybody knows how I feel about that. And I do think there is room for adjusting ourselves in many different ways to slow down this rate, because actually the rate of growth right now is 4%. In their equations over the next 60 years, they said this 4% growth rate is unrealistic. They actually cut it in half for 2%. And if they were actually using the rate we have today, in 2084, we would be at 500,000 people. But they explained last night that it's for us as government, as a people, to make our own policy choices to adjust that so we can reflect the population that we want. So we can go down to a 1% growth rate and it'll be only 125,000. But I'll explain more when we get back from the break.
Okay, we have a caller on hold as well. We're going to headline news. That's a short break. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The Headline News is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
CCMI scientists head to Pickle Bank, an unexplored underwater mountain located 60 miles offshore Little Cayman. During the expedition, they and international scientists completed fish biodiversity surveys, collected water and sediment samples, and collected coral and sponge samples for population genetic analysis. 3 Americans who were freed in a prisoner swap deal with Russia, including Wall Street Journal reporter Ivan Gershkovich, have arrived back on U.S. soil. The 32-year-old was one of 16 swapped for 8 Russian prisoners in what's been described as the biggest exchange since the end of the Cold War between Russia and the West. The exchange in an airfield in Turkey also included the release of a former U.S. Marine and a Russian-American journalist. And U.S. President Joe Biden has said the assassination of Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh does not help talks over a potential ceasefire in Gaza. Haniyeh was killed during a visit to Iran's capital Tehran on Wednesday. Iran and its allies have blamed Israel, although Israel is yet to comment on his death. Haniyeh was Hamas's most senior official and was highly involved in ceasefire and hostage release talks from his base in Qatar. Those are your headlines. I'm Carsley Fuller.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
The Health Services Authority has over 120 world-class physicians offering the most comprehensive range of specialist services on island. Our dedicated team of professionals provide the highest quality care in orthopedics, interventional radiology, women's health, geriatrics, and a host of other specialist areas. We are a JCI accredited organization with a proven record of excellence. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you. For more information, visit hsa.ky.
When it comes to weekly meal prep, I trust Kirk Market to provide the best value for quality proteins. The butchers at Kirk Market are super helpful. They always slice my steaks perfectly. Kirk Market has everything I need for healthy and flavorful protein-packed meals. From lean cuts of CAB choice beef, tender CAB prime beef, the juiciest pork, and all-natural hormone-free poultry, to their seafood section with everything from fresh local snapper to omega-3 rich salmon. I choose Kirk Market for the highest quality proteins to support my healthy lifestyle. Kirk Market. Eat well, live well, and discover a world of choice.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. My pleasure to have in the studio with me this morning Honorable Kenneth Bryan, Minister responsible for tourism and ports. We do have a caller. Let's grab the caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
I'll try and get on the radio.
Good morning, caller. Welcome to For the Record. You are on the radio.
Morning.
Morning.
Good morning to the Honorable Minister there.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. That 250 might not be you or, like you said, the government expectation, but you guys are doing nothing to stop it too. Because if you all don't take care, don't do the immigration reform, then that will happen. I know you're on board with me with the immigration reform, and you got a lot of slack concerning that. But it seems like you're the only one that want to make a move in that direction. And I know a couple other ones. But if we don't take care of immigration reform in the way of time limit, especially, that will happen. Because let me tell you, the outsiders, that's their intention. And what makes Cayman what it is the Cayman people. Number one. What makes Jamaica what it is? The vibes and things that the Jamaicans, their music, their food, whatever, what makes them mad? The same thing. If we had another nationality here, Cayman wouldn't be exactly what it is. So it's the people, so we cannot actually grow the population. Why do we want to do? Why we have to have 250,000 people here? Why we have to have that? Why?
Well, we definitely don't have to have 250,000. I am so concerned now. See that 250 has taken its own life.
Yeah.
Now that's the new thing. It's a
its
250,
own,
and that's definitely not what the advisor is saying. It's suggesting that current rate, that's an estimate of what we would deal with in 60 years from now. That's not what we want, right? So I agree with you, Graham. We can make some changes, and I hate that. Not hate, but I hope that. It will be a major campaign issue into what any next set of leaders are going to present as a way to manage. I hate to use the word control because it's the management of it. You got to recognize there's two parts of immigration that is important here. One is the status and empowering of persons to give them the right to be a Caymanian. And then there's the work labor component of immigration, which is if you gave no more status, if you continue to increase the work price, then you're 43 Caymanians in it, which is a little less than half of the numbers, according to the ESO, of that being Kenyan. So what we know is our population is not because of our Caymanianship, but because of our workload and the necessary labor that we need. And those persons who are work or residents, they are also residents. So the government of the day and the government of the future have to plan for the population numbers. So technically speaking, if you to show you an extreme position, if we said, you know what, we don't want no more work permit holders here, period. We want to drag our population down to 45 to 40,000, which is the people who came in, and that's it. Then your problems are. But that's not how your economy works. Because businesses and most of them Kenyan depend on outside labor, and our economy has been built over time. So, but I don't want to. Allow you to finish before I go any further.
Sir, I'm not saying we can't have work permit people here. I know, right? What I'm saying, we can curb the residency, the PR, all that kind of thing by just simply moving the term limit. And take them away from being able to apply, because it's making life in the Cayman Islands very, very difficult for especially our new kids, my kids, your kids, because of what the realtors are doing. They know that there's a big demand for property because they can use it and get 60 points directly.
I agree with that.
A property.
I agree
when
with
they don't see that, that is why the price going through the roof, because it's a demand.
Well, Gray, you remember that was actually one of my biggest campaign points in 2017 when I won my seat, was policy change 2013 of the progressive government to allow point for land acquisition, housing purchases to be given points, shot the market up into very high rates, and the demand went through the roof. So I want to say this though. I think it has to be to the minister who is currently doing there is some changes, particularly when it comes to marriage of convenience and some other minor ones. But there's other things that I'm certain that the minister will eventually say. I think he had to say for a long time, getting closer, because they're going to be doing it for election. But I know they're working behind the scenes on some of these for the point system, which we haven't worked for some. But I have to respect the minister to do that at his will, because he's in charge of that constitutionally. But I agree with you about the controlling of the status component of who's Caymanian. But I don't want to correlate, I don't want to mix up the differences between population and actually how many Caymanians we have, because we can maintain the numbers of Caymanians as it is right now. If no other person was ever granted status in this country today, it still doesn't fix the problem of population. The population is consumes the people who also earn work permit or permanent residency. Right, so hypothetically speaking, we got 40,000 Caymanians. We would change that for the next 100 years, but that doesn't mean your economy can't grow and add another 50,000 work permits, because you're growing. You have hotels, you have financial services, you got housing, buildings, supermarkets, and so forth. So your population can still grow. So it can't be only about the immigration component, that's why I said, or the Caymanian status component, it also has to be about the working labor component, and that has to do with the growth. So every time a Caymanian opens a new business, if you find a Caymanian, which I don't think we're working hard enough to find, because there's a lot of unemployed Caymanians today, but mostly what they'll do is, okay, I've tried to look for a Cayman, I'm satisfied with what I got, I'm going to go out and get a work permit. And then that person, every number that is added on, every number that is increased, that's another person who has reside in Cayman Islands. And that becomes a number of your population, is what you're saying. For the population, what does no more growth mean? No more growth means those who have now by way of business, that's it. That's what it means. And I know it sounds very extreme, but that's what we're saying, because growth comes from new and more. And more could be, you've heard this before, we keep on more. And that is exactly what we'll say is the evil of it all. But how do you tell your next neighbor, your next door Caymanian, and say, well, you know something? I've been wanting to do this business for a long time. I see the opportunity for financial gain here. Me and my family, my loved ones, and take care of my children, and they start business. They can't find the necessary Caymanians, and I put that in quotations because I don't think we work hard enough for them. But hypothetically speaking, they're justified and they don't find a Caymanian. What do you tell them if they need the labor? Because sometimes you ask it, in matter of fact, I think OC, I think you told me this one time, it was in a joking way, but you said, everybody do one day work permit holder. No more work holders to be granted except for the ones that they put in, right? So and as funny as that is, that's a very serious situation, because I've heard that we have to control this, but the work permits outside of the illegal ones that are going on and where people are taking out work permits for other people, there is a black market. There's a serious black market. We got to deal with it. But outside of that black market, hypothetically let's say it's 10%. Every other one of those work permit holders are being taken out by a Caymanian to get labor. So it's not being done by itself. And then you ask yourself why that is. And all of this is correlated back to the population numbers. So the assessment of our planning for the future also is connected to the infrastructure you need to plan for whatever future you're doing. So at the end of the day, my job as the Minister of Tourism and Ports is to say, listen, I came in 2021. I was presented with a report in 2022 to say, listen, Minister, we have a problem. The projections are that within a decade, we're going to be out of space and we're not going to be able to control or handle the imports that are coming in based on our rate of growth within 10 years. But you better start talking about this now, because you can't wait till 10 years when you're maxed out in order to resolve the problem, because it takes 10 years to resolve the problem. So I'm just doing my part to say, listen, here's the warnings that we have. It's coming. A group of specialists have suggested, have been highlighted by procurement process to say to us what is our options. They presented those options to the country through these public meetings, and the report and the SOC would be on the port website and our website for you to see the kind of options that we have. You'll see the recordings and you'll hear it on Radio Cayman. You can go to the YouTube channel and see what was presented, because this is just planning. This is not going to happen under this administration. I can guarantee you that. But it takes so long to do that you're gonna need to do that. So anyway, I'm talking too much there. I'll let somebody else speak. Yep. But give you a synopsis of what's happening.
Lord Graham, give you an opportunity for some quick closing comments. We have to go to commercial break. We have someone on hold behind you as well.
Hello.
Go right ahead. We're giving you an opportunity for some closing comments.
Give me the talk. So this is my call.
Huh? Hello?
Yeah, hello.
We want to give you an opportunity for some closing comments. We have to go to a commercial break. We have to go to a commercial break, and we have another caller behind you. So give you opportunity for some closing comments.
They never gave me opportunity to say what I wanted to say, so how I have closing comments?
I don't mind if you go to the break and then come back and make him speak then, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, I need to talk.
No, but I have to be fair, and I have to be fair to everyone else as well. And I understand your concern, but okay, we're gonna go to the commercial break. Come back to you. We still have another caller on hold. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers, a compounding story.
I don't think people realize how pain creeps into your life. It has a way of robbing your strength. I really don't like taking prescription medication orally.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. They understand.
When it comes to compounded medication, it's personal. So whenever there's a problem with some medication or treatments that's not working right, then a physician will call me and say, hey, they're having bad side effects from this medication.
Compounding pain cream changed the game. Made special for me. Significant pain relief in the form of a cream. That is a new experience for me.
It's changed his life.
It worked.
Ask your pharmacist or healthcare provider about compounding at West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Call 914-6449.
It's that time of year again. Cayman Airways is celebrating its anniversary with airfares on sale. Tickets are now on sale for some of your favorite destinations: Miami, Tampa, New York, Los Angeles, Kingston, La Ceiba, Panama, Havana, and even Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. But hurry, this sale ends August 10th. Other conditions apply. Book online at CaymanAirways.com or call 949-2311. Cayman Airways, celebrating 56 years as Cayman's award-winning national airline.
When it comes to weekly meal prep, I trust Kirk Market to provide the best value for quality proteins. The butchers at Kirk Market are super helpful. They always slice my steaks perfectly. Kirk Market has everything I need for healthy and flavorful protein-packed meals. From lean cuts of CAB choice beef, tender CAB prime beef, the juiciest pork, and all-natural hormone-free poultry, to their seafood section with everything from fresh local snapper to omega-3 rich salmon. I choose Kirk Market for the highest quality proteins to support my healthy lifestyle. Kirk Market. Eat well, live well, and discover a world of choice.
Cayman Islands, your opportunity to shape our future continues. All district public consultation meetings for the draft of the planning statement may be completed, yet we are still asking for your ideas. Go online, www.plancayman.ky. Complete the survey. Share your valuable thoughts before August 6th. Let's all continue to work together to move our country forward. We cannot do this without you. Join us in building a sustainable future. Let's get it right. Share your comments, thoughts, questions on the draft planning statement. This is our mission statement. First step towards Cayman's newest development plan. Visit www.plancayman.ky. Be part of the change.
Your dream home starts with a vision, and often inspiration is at the heart of that vision. Brand Source Home Gallery's in-house designers are here to help bring your vision to life. Whether you're remodeling or building a new home, Brand Source Home Gallery is your one-stop solution. Explore their kitchen cabinets, sinks, faucets, bath fixtures, tubs, vanities, and more. Let Brand Source's designers help and inspire you with your next project. Call 623-5000 and schedule an appointment with a design expert at Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, serving Cayman for 50 years.
Hi, Corinne. How are you doing, dear?
Hello, Gina. I am not too good. I can't seem to get on top of my health issues.
I'm so sorry to hear this. Have you been to the Light Room? I understand they're getting remarkable results with all sorts of physical and mental issues.
What is the Light Room?
It is a self-healing sanctuary that uses clinically proven multi-bio-energy fields and frequencies, including light and sound, to bring the body, mind, and spirit into balance. You simply go in, lie down, and relax, and your body synchronizes with the frequencies. It charges up the cellular voltage, brings left and right brain into balance. Simply put, it provides the body with the right environment to heal itself. No side effects or contraindication.
It sounds exactly like what I need. Where is it located?
They're located at 38 Pasadora Place. You can book online at www.thelightroom.ky or call 938-HEAL, 938-4325.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We're going to wrap up with this caller. We have another caller on hold. Caller, Lord Graham, go right ahead.
No wrapping up with me. Come on, took all my minutes.
Don't forget who's the moderator of this show now.
Yeah, I know you'll be cutting me off. I won't be calling back. And everybody tell me they love when I call. That's the only reason they listen to your show.
Okay.
I heard a minister throughout about Cayman. Don't want you could be upset if they don't get their work permit. I want him to do the numbers. Tell me how much Caymanians that got work permit to compare with the other ones that non-Caymanians that got work permit. And I want him to know that There's a lot of people on here with work permit that don't have work that is not necessary because there's agencies that are not Caymanians that has been fronted by non-Caymanians that got status. And then they front these people with these agents, and they're using that as human trafficking and making huge money, more money than the government are making off it. So for us not to grow the population, we need to put a moratorium on major projects like hotels. Do we need more hotels? Do we need more hotels? Tell me. You don't need no more. We need to grow our economy more. For who? Like Teacher Roy said, grow it for who? We happy now. Oh, so you happy? Oh, so you can buy $5,000 bicycle. We all happy. We all happy. The minister can be flying all over the place. We all happy now. We don't have to grow no more. Wait for we to grow the population naturally, and then when we need more, then people will come. We're the best place almost on earth. They will come. They will come. So we can slow it down now and speed it up whenever we want to speed up. We don't have to build no more hotels. The only thing we should build right now.
Well, I don't want you to blame it on the hotels. I don't want you to blame this on tourism, because it's not.
Listen. I know that your area, so you got to try to protect that. But I can tell you right now, they're the one who hire the most outsiders. Because why do you think the Nepalese population have grown so rapidly? Because of hotel. You don't know that, or? You don't know that they third in line now, and a couple of days ago, only three of them here. Huh? You don't know that? Why you think their population goes so fast? You think they're working for Caymanians? Huh?
Yep.
Listen, by the way, I got a big pot of turtle and a big pot of beef that just came off the fire, and I'm doing my breadfruits now. I'm at Foster's getting some coconut oil and some drinks. And Mark Watler's on the way to set up my big screen outside, because as I can see, your event out town gonna be ringing out. So, but then I mean all of them coming up by me though,
That sounded like an open invitation.
Well, you make sure some of my beef put to one side for me.
Well, you better come, because I'm gonna cut me off now, and I need to beat up on you a little more. So you come up by me.
Okay.
All right, big brother.
Thank you very much. Cool. Let's grab the next caller. We've been waiting for quite a while. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC.
Good morning.
You need to let Lord Graham know that he can actually call back too,
Yes.
But I will say that everything, not everything, but pretty much a lot of what he says, I am in agreement with. And I got so much to say, but I'm going to try to condense this down. So please take this as constructive. And before I got onto the main meat of the matter, I'm going to once again reiterate: topics of national importance should take precedence over commercials. The Cayman Islands government is not in business of competing with private sector radio stations. It is to disseminate information to its people. So while you do have contracts to do advertising for people, you need to include in that contract that then when there's topics of national importance, we will change it to say the news, the top of the hour is brought to you by XYZ and ABC and et cetera, et cetera. Now, moving on to my main point is that I think, once again, we got the cart before the horse. And by that I mean to say that here we are once again talking about doing this port. But we don't have a goal. We didn't set up a bullseye and said, all right, this is what we're going to shoot for. What we're now effectively doing is throwing darts at a dartboard, but not knowing where the bullseye is. There's no concerted, cohesive efforts going in there, and that's not to say that what is being done right now is a waste of time, because the information can still be used. So, for example, in Singapore, now granted, he was a benevolent dictator, but the man sat down and said, listen, we need to set a goal as to what we want for ourselves, and then we need to then put the machinery in place to make it happen over the decades. We don't have that right now. So I can also tell you, and of course I'm no expert, but let me tell you something, a lot of people are not putting the due value on common sense where it should be. And the fact of the matter is, Cayman ain't holding no 250,000 people, because between the DOE and the Conservation Act and then the people rioting on the street, it's not happening. What's the population of Bermuda? They ain't growing no more, at least not at the rate. The fact of the matter is, there's a physical There's a physical capacity by which we can do it here, and we don't have the Plan Cayman thing is not done yet. We don't have any areas assigned for commercial and industrial usages in the outer districts, and waste management, 45 years and counting, still nothing on that one. We have nothing set in place, and the reason is because we operate on the NIMBY system and the 4-year short-sightedness in that every politician wants to get reelected, so they will refuse to make hard decisions like what the Honorable Linford Pearson did when he did the gazetting of these roadways for the future. Now, he had to do it, and I don't know what the fallout was for him for that, but I remember that being extremely controversial. And the fact of the matter is, if you want to make an omelet, you're going to break some eggs. So coming back around to this, is that we need to establish what do we want as a population in the next 50 years, and that is going to be reasonable for us. And there is a major issue with people coming in here, and I can tell you, you want to slow down this growth naturally while still making some money, start charging land tax for people who do not live on this island, who's not a national of this country. Period, end of story.
Say that years ago.
I've said this from 2009, even when I ran for office. The point of the fact of the matter is, anybody can come here and land bank. And all we are doing is disenfranchising our future generations. And for example, the very real thing is my children. They now live overseas because they find it easier to live and work there than it is to live and work here. And they pay taxes over there. Luckily for them, they have dual citizenship. And my hope and dream is that they do come back here and make a life for themselves and that they can see it. But I got to tell you, I honestly, me personally, at 55, don't have much hope for that. Not unless they hit the lotto or do extremely well in their business and come back. But I'm talking about the average Jane and Joe, that we have to look out for our future. Yes, we need our economy to flourish. Yes, we need to do that. But at what cost? At whose benefit? It has to be our benefit. You want to call it selfish? Call it selfish. Because I can tell you, the people are coming here on a work permit. It's a selfish reason they're coming for, the betterment of theirs and their family lives. So I can't blame them. They can't do nothing to us that we do not allow, and we continue to allow this foolishness. So while I support Minister Bryan on this initiative, I think you need to come back or simultaneously now, because the horse is out the barn, because we're also doing other stuff. We have a major roads problem, is to say, here's our goal. And by the way, this should be something that the progressives sit shoulder to shoulder with at a news conference and say, this is the master plan we have come up with, and we are both in agreement that these are our target goals. Will they reach them, every one of them? No. Will they all be attained to the fullest capacity? Probably not. But at least we have something to go for so that we, the voters, can say, wow, and by the way, this is obviously has to be a buy-in from the people, but we can say, in the majority, this is great. So when I elect somebody, at least I know what direction they're going on, instead of Kenneth no longer in office and someone goes and does a 180
exactly.
and we're going in the opposite direction.
I agree with you there.
With that, I leave you and have a great weekend.
No, don't go yet. I want to interact with you if you would allow. Did you watch the presentation? Or I didn't see you at the meeting, so I don't think you were there, but you could have watched it on YouTube. Did you watch the presentation by the company that was highlighted, or the organizers highlighted to give us the option considerations?
Yes, sir. I watched it. I was live streaming it. I watched the entire thing over.
Okay, perfect. So you said that you made a comment that kind of hurt, because you said that we politicians don't think about the future, don't think about the first 4 years. I'm going to get no political benefit out of it, none whatsoever, because it's happening in this administration. Man, I don't think it's even going to happen in the next administration, because the process takes so long. And as a developer, as a planner, as a designer, as a contractor like yourself, know that this planning for the future of such an infrastructure would take 15 years. That is almost 4 terms from now. I'd be very lucky. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to be in politics then, because I don't plan to run for that long. I promised my family 16 years, and I'm already done 8, or going into 8 now. So the most I'll be doing is 2 more terms if the people are gracious to give me back the opportunity. But my point is that this is just one part of a larger step. This is a politician right now today saying, I'm trying not to be short-sighted. I'm trying to do the work that whoever is in office in 15 years from now can say, somebody started this race for me to help the people. Now, what the end goal is, you did say a very strong point about what is the target. Where's the bullseye? That I agree 100% that we have to be better at identifying it. And it comes with a lot of other issues. But what has been presented to the country is we already have been leaving it uncontrolled to this point where the advice being given to me, and this is you can ask any independent person who works at the port, who's worked at the port before, and the professionals and the numbers and the cargo importers, that they are stretched now. And we are at 85 with a filing room full of applications waiting to come in to become Caymanian. So what I'm saying is we're at 85,000 right now. And even if we make the efforts to slow things down, we're still going to be between 85 and 100,000 within the next 4 years. That's my projections. So the current figures already say that we have to do some sort of adjustment with our cargo importation. Regardless if we cancel everything that the specialists hired have said about 2084. I'm talking about tomorrow. I'm talking about within the next year, which hope that the Lord blesses us all to be around to see. So I'm trying to say I want to talk about the immediate future, but also the long-term future. And that's what I'm trying to do, because I don't want the public to think that government is going to build a new dock tomorrow. Matter of fact, it's not going to be under this administration. It's probably not going to be under the next administration because of the legal requirement necessary to get to a stage. So for any kind of infrastructure like that, the procurement, the environmental impact assessment, all that, you're talking about clearly about 7 years before anything is even considered. But this is the first phases of that, where the advice and the suggestion and the public consultation and people's viewpoints. So we're going to be doing probably a couple of rounds of this every year. You remember when the first time we started Regen and how that happened? It was 7 years worth. So this is me doing the first leg. I just thought I'd put that into context.
Caller, I want to thank you.
Minister, just real quick.
Sure, go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to actually clarify something, because like I said, there was so much to say that I tried to condense the main matter.
Yes, sir.
But I will say to you, hats off to you for sure, absolutely, and I applaud you having that forward vision. And in fact, I dare say that you seemingly seem to be the only one inside there who has at least openly and outwardly pushing for forward thinking on this whole matter. But my point to you is, this is an exercise in the idea of what we want to do. But when it comes time to implement it, unfortunately, if all of your colleagues then push back because their representative says it's a NIMBY syndrome, not in my backyard, all of a sudden it gets crushed. But with that, I bid you a great weekend. And
thank you so much, my brother.
On that one.
Thank you very much, caller.
All the time. I'm happy to say that you are right in that regard.
Thank you very much, my brother.
Okay, we're going to take that commercial break. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
She hear clunk and her car stop. I was just about to send her some money, so I send it straight to her JN money transfer card. It cost me less, and perhaps she use the card, pay the garage right away. She'll get discount through the JN Rewards program in Jamaica. This card make things easy. You can even get funds at any multi-link ATM.
JN Money Transfer Card. Fast, affordable, convenient. Tell your loved ones in Jamaica about it. Sign up is free.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
Can you imagine your home completely organized? At Brand Source Custom Closets, we can. We specialize in designing and building custom closets and storage units for any room in your home, including the garage. With tailored designs and custom LED lighting solutions to fit your lifestyle and budget, our custom closets expert is committed to enhancing the value of your home with a solution that is uniquely yours. Visit our showroom or call 623-6774 to schedule a no-obligation appointment with our design expert. Brand Source Custom Closets, 209 Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park.
Witness the elegance of the Miss Universe Cayman Islands 2024 contestants as they embark on a captivating motorcade through our beloved Cayman Islands. August 3rd, the motorcade starts at 9 a.m. at the Turtle Center in West Bay, followed by stops at 7 Mile Beach, Georgetown Library, and Pedro Castle, where they have lunch at Thatch and Barrel. Come together as a community to uplift and cheer for these remarkable young women. Don't miss the chance to be part of the magic. Mark your calendars for August 3rd and be there to show your love and encouragement. Let's make this motorcade a day they'll never forget.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We have two callers. I believe we're going to take the WhatsApp caller first. But before we do that, one of our listeners wrote and said, actually, that estimate, whether or not it was an estimate, and the minister can, I think he has explained it already, on the population during the port expansion presentation may be a blessing in disguise, as hopefully those figures wake up the generational Caymanians to pressure their MPs and the government to make a change. The point is, a lot of the work permit holders are being employed by the new Caymanians that are employing their own country people, as well. That was one remark that was made there. Let's grab the caller. What's up first, Miss Susan? Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Orrett.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to Mr. Bryan as well.
Good morning, sir.
We're getting an echo. You may be, if you're on a speakerphone, you may want to come off.
You hear me good now?
Much better. Thanks.
Okay. I of all the ministers we have here, I have big respect for you, Mr. Bryan.
Thank
you. Might be the only one that I actually address as honorable sometimes. But let me say this, right? I appreciate the meeting. I heard a little bit of it because I was on my way home from work, and I had my daughter with me, so I really don't get the chance to have time for myself to listen in all of these conversations that's going on. But I try my best to recap, and I caught a little bit. I appreciate that you acknowledge that we should not, and I do not even suggest even getting to 100,000 population because the chaos that we are already in, and the fact that we are at 85,000. Just a few months ago, we was at 70-something thousand, from what I remember. And I'm saying to myself now, if we keep growing, we obviously going to need to get the port, but the expansion shouldn't be for 250,000. That will only encourage them to say, but we can take more. And once we reach a certain limit, and that's just pushing it because we have the landfill problem. I still believe that we should reduce our population for the moment because there's a lot of useless, I'm not going to say people, but people that are coming from certain countries that are being useless to us as Caymanians because they don't have the same ideas as us in the future. For the future is for their future. And we talk about artificial population growth. That should never be mixed with tourism when I think of it, when it come into, I understand we trying to sell land and trying to make business, this and that. What about our Caymanians? We can't make any money. We can't generate our own money. We have to import more money. That sounds pretty radical to me when we trying to be a nation that remembers our people. We're trying to keep that Cayman dollar bill good and flowing. But we're stagnant. We're literally stagnant. We don't flow through everybody. It flows through some people. That's not fair. That's literally not fair as a Caymanian, and I have a daughter growing up, and I'm here wondering, does it make sense she goes to school here in Cayman? Because you send her to, if I, as a Caymanian, I grew up learning all this Excel and all these things that these people talking about. I remember when Apple came out in primary school and we had those big old colorful computers. I was excited, but those days are almost gone because now it's gone for the tablets, and you can't control what they have on the tablets if you do not monitor it. We have a cybercrime unit here in Cayman. That sucks. And I say sucks because we see scams all over the internet in our jurisdiction. That's so weird that that you have people monitoring these things and they don't do anything about it. So when it comes into this population growth, we're introducing more people that have more advanced knowledge than what us as Caymanians know. Only some of us Caymanians can take advantage of that, and that's not fair. It should be mandatory that they encourage it in our educations, that they take the students that are in primary school at least to some of the government places that we have, like the post office and the airport and the customs and all these different places that they should be introduced to be encouraged to want to become one of these people as Caymanians. I think there should be field trips like this. And then in the high schools, I remember when I was going in high school, they put us into job experience, but the thing is about it, they misguided people like me on what subjects to pick to do what you want to do when you grow up. I wanted to be a marine biologist. They pushed me to become a chef. Come on now. I just picked catering because I didn't want to pick mechanics. And no, that I picked catering when I was in school. I had to do a job in the restaurant when I wanted to work in DOE, when I wanted to do something in DOE. Does that make sense to you,
caller,
as educational system?
Thank you. Thank you very much, caller, for your point of view. We're going to grab the other caller before we go to the commercial break. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
OC, good morning.
Hey, morning. How are you?
I'm good. Good morning, Honorable Minister.
Good morning, sir.
Gladys. Minister Bryan, I thought you said that the consultants, assuming a 4% population growth annually, which would give you roughly that 250,000 in 2084.
That's what they have said, yeah.
Okay. Why did they choose 4%?
I have no idea. I think if my memory serves me well, and I want to make sure people know that it's not like a piece of information I should know and I don't know. These consultants are being selected independently to do this report, so I've just got it as fresh as everybody else because it has to be done independently, then presented to the government. So I got to see it about 5 or 6 days earlier than everybody else. So they're presenting these details. I haven't seen the report, the detailed stuff. They gave me the presentation before the public.
I believe they're using the current growth rate that we're at.
Yeah, so that 4%, I think it's a combination of a report that NRA did, a report that was done from ESO for the 3 years. I can't remember the equation. If you go back to the presentation YouTube, they do go over that graph and how they used it. But the 4% is what they say is the current rate. How they did the equation, I don't know. But they did say that it is 4% now, but they've cut it in half because they understand that the 4% is an unrealistic number to be maintained over a 60-year period. So hopefully that answers the question.
Well, not quite, but look at it this way. According to the Plan Cayman document, the planning statement, they said from 1990 to 2022 that the population grew by over 300%. Which equates to a little over 9% per annum, which means that every decade, more or less, your population literally doubles. So I'm not sure what growth rate they're talking about. Maybe the last year it's down to 4%. But if you look back between 1990,
I see your point.
And 2022,
you're saying it's actually worse than that.
Much worse. So if you're planning for 2084. And your population is increasing by more than twice what they're projecting.
Well, I tell you what,
then that means that what you probably will experience in 2084.
I see your point. I see your point. Well, I tell you what, I would, God forbid, if we continue at a 10%, almost 9%, almost 10% growth rate, because in 2084 it won't be 250,000, it'll be well over 1 million. As you're talking about almost doubling. And funny you say that because the Honourable Sir Alan Mauchline presented to the Speaker of Parliament for the UK who's here sitting, and he was talking about when he was born, it was 16,000 or something like that. And he is 60 now, I think. And that if you then, and you're that's concerned because if you think about doubling 80,000 today, that's 160,000. And if you double that again, that's well over the 250,000 you were talking about. So anyway, your point is valid, but I think the main thing that we need to take away from this 250 component, because that's the number one thing everybody's talking about is the 250 population, not rather whether we need some infrastructure, even if it's only for 100,000, because the current amount can't do that, is that there needs to be some controlling mechanisms. And I would even put that secondary. We need to decide what it is we want. Do we see a population of the Cayman Islands being 100,000 or 150,000, and what does that look like? And I want to also say this before we go to the break, caller. Cayman, I don't necessarily think the numbers is bad. And I know some people are going to take that out of context. But it's how we've managed it is the problem. Everybody's to the western side of the island. If this country was developed, organized and developed in a right way from the very start, when we started our opportunities for growth and spread it out, some in the eastern district, some in the western district, some in Bontown, some in East End, it would have been spread better and we wouldn't have all the ills. I had the pleasure of going to Bermuda as the Minister for Tourism to see my counterpart colleague over there, and they've done such an amazing job dealing with their population to the point where they have no traffic congestion whatsoever, because it's all evenly split over across the country in an organized, strategic way. And also, you don't have a situation when every morning everybody goes to one side of the island, and then every evening everybody goes back to the other side. So it's about the management, not necessarily the numbers. And I know some people be like, no, are you saying, Kenneth, are you saying that 85,000 is good? No, I'm not saying 85,000 is good. I'm saying that if we had managed 85,000 better, we wouldn't even feel the ills of it. It's the management that is the problem.
Okay, we want to thank that caller as well. We're going to our last commercial break. Not much time left in the show this morning. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
There you go, sir. Thanks for choosing JN Money Transfer.
Boy, thanks to JN Money Transfer, I can stay right here in Cayman and pay mama bills back home in Jamaica. Her water, light, phone and other bills never late. Every month I pay everything in one place.
Make payments to over 30 companies in Jamaica through JN Money Transfer. Fast, affordable, convenient. Call 1-800-744-1163 for details.
So much happening, so fast, too much. It is hard for me to follow my health care instructions. The private counseling with West Bay Pharmacy literally saved my life.
At West Bay Pharmacy, we know how complex medications can be. Our pharmacists are delighted to offer you personalized one-on-one healthcare counseling, free medication review, therapeutic callbacks, and we will liaise with your physician to ensure you receive the best in quality medical care.
Quality of life has a whole new meaning with the right pharmacy to support you. Thank you, West Bay Pharmacy.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner. Now you can WhatsApp your West Bay Pharmacy prescriptions to 516-0777.
Do you have a customer shutoff valve installed? A customer shutoff valve lets you turn off the water between the meter and your property. If you plan to shelter away from your home or prepare your business for a storm, turning off the customer shutoff valve can prevent unexpected high water bills and property damage should a leak occur in your plumbing. For more useful hurricane preparedness tips, visit the Water Authority's website at www.waterauthority.ky or follow us on social media.
Cayman Islands, your opportunity to shape our future continues. All district public consultation meetings for the draft of the planning statement may be completed, yet we are still asking for your ideas. Go online, www.plancayman.ky. Complete the survey. Share your valuable thoughts before August 6th. Let's all continue to work together to move our country forward. We cannot do this without you. Join us in building a sustainable future. Let's get it right. Share your comments, thoughts, questions on the draft planning statement. This is our mission statement. First step towards Cayman's newest development plan. Visit www.plancayman.ky. Be part of the change.
With Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We're in the last leg of the show this morning with Minister Kenneth Bryan, who has constitutional responsibility for tourism and ports. One of our listeners has written in and said, as the minister is on air this morning, if we can have an update on the new building for the craft market, its location, also when the town area will be completed, as it has been going on for a very long time. So, Minister, in your wrap-up, you can deal with that as well. We're going to take the last caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. I think it was the two ministers for West Bay last night, Mr. McKeever Bush and Mr. Barney Bush. They were speaking about the law that is proposed to do something about the traffic in Cayman. I would like to commend them on what I heard. I'm waiting hopefully tonight to hear the other two ministers, to hear what they got to say. However, what I just said now, I want to flip the page and understand what I'm saying. And Mr. Bryan, this is what I want you to know. I'm entitled to my opinion. And it's my opinion that where we want to go with this little island, what's all of this development about? The quality of life is going to be so diminished that not only Caymanians not going to appreciate it, what we're doing now is taking tourism and destroying tourism. People coming here, they want to have quality service. They want to be able to stay here for a while and enjoy themselves. What's happening here is not good. When you see these lorries up and down the road, full speed ahead, they have no regards for Caymanians. Where they come out from, I say so with broad shoulders. They don't have this kind of civilization where they come from. Okay? Look at this now. This construction goes on 7 days a week, almost 24/7. Where is the authorities that be? Why can something not be done about that? Why so much disregard and disrespect for the people of this island? All you can see is concrete, and more concrete. And people coming in here, you have too much people in this island developing everything all in a hurry. And you, Mr. Bryan, is part of the government. You need to address this in short order because this is not good. It's a lot of unsatisfied Caymanians in this country, and we don't hear anything from politicians. West Bay alone, in the last 3 years, I don't know if the four of them got together and have a meeting. But anyway, say what I have to say. I want to thank Mr. Bush, or both Bushes, for what they decided last night in this law that hopefully is going to come to pass. And thank you guys to me, and have a good day.
Thank you very much, caller. Minister?
Yeah, I want to thank the caller and all the many callers before that for calling in. I always say that we may not always agree, but, it's important for us to have dialogue because only by way of communication and discussion can we filter out and find out where we all meet together. So I appreciate that. In respect to the caller's point about West Bay and the traffic and the controls, it's so funny he bring that up because I was driving out to the meeting in Bontown last night and I said to myself, can you imagine what it would be like if that road to West Bay was not built? And the only road that we would have is that two-way road going past the public beach. Mm-hmm. I miss being able to drive across public beach. But I would hate to think of what it would be like to get out of West Bay in the morning, because West Bay has grown a lot. And we take for granted what we do have now because we're not feeling what it's like not to have it. Sometimes politicians have to make hard decisions. You heard callers talk about, infrastructure need to be long-term thinking and for growth and whatever growth rate it's at. Some people think you shouldn't have no growth at all. Some people think you need to move faster. Some people think it's not too much, but it's a very subjective matter, right? How much building should we have? What is too much? What is too little? Where is the benefit? Because, the two new hotels that are currently in construction, both of them are being built by Caymanians, Caymanian developers. What do I go do? Go tell NBC and NCB, Mr. Noel Borden and Mr. White, stop your building. The law allows free market development. I mean, yes, there has been some foreign developers. We're not going to forget about the famous name that has been doing that. But a lot of those things have been approved from 10 years ago. So I get it. But I agree with the callers that we have allowed, and the question is, how many projects do you approve and what rate is that at? Is that the rate that is agreed upon the whole country? Normally the negative effects that we're feeling are not understood until it's already gone. You know what I'm saying? So I think what we're all asking, what the whole country is asking is, can we be better measurers of our cloth before we cut it? Can we be better planners of our finances, of our future growth, of our population growth, of our immigration policy? Because we're shooting from the hip, not knowing what tomorrow will be. Am I happy that I have to present to the country a very urgent matter of consideration for cargo? No. But I tell you what, I'm going to do my job as minister. If the people said to me today, listen, you're going to have a problem in 10 years, it would be a disservice of me not to bring the relevant specialists together to present it to the country. So I'm doing my part. That's why I said this is a 4x100, and I'm the first leg of it, and I'm going to do that. So I'm not going to say I'm not going to run the baton down. But yes, there's so many things that have come up, and they're all going to be in the next election for discussion. So to answer
run out of time, but we want to talk about
the question that you asked about the craft market. Yes.
And the Georgetown revitalization.
I can't answer to the Georgetown revitalization. It's not under my purview. I actually want to know the answer too, so I got to check up with the minister after this because it has been a while, but it's a lot of work, and I'm quite sure that they found a lot of old infrastructure under the asphalt. So I think that's what I heard in my last update a couple of weeks ago. But as for the craft market, the current craft market location, which is just north of the Lobster Pot, the development for the planning, and this is, boy, let me tell you something, I feel sorry for people who build in this country because they must be the most frustrating thing. So we're still waiting on the design and approvals for the training ground and restaurant we're going to be created there. And also, you may have heard me announce that where the craft market was going to be next to the restaurant and training opportunity, that has been switched now for what we're going to do with the Seaman. So where the Seaman's Park is going to be the lot right next to it, so it'll be right between the craft market and this restaurant. They're going to have their own memorial location where they can go and sit and relax and be at the sea at Whitehall Bay. And we thought it was most appropriate. And that's why you see me been trying to invest now in infrastructure at the current tower building site to uplift it. As per building for craft market, there's never been a building for the craft market. It's been an event site location, and we continue to develop that without having to put in any major works. Because if you put it even in the bathroom, it'll take you 2 years to put in. That's how many hurdles you got to go through with planning. But so that hopefully that gives the caller the answer. But I want to say, OC, thank you so much for the opportunity because I know we're running out of time now. And I thank all the callers for calling in. I tried my best, even though it's hard to take the licks every time I come on the radio. But it's so important to have the conversation. Yeah. And I appreciate you taking the time to call in. And even if the calls are not always positive, at least I get a good value out of this, which is I know where the people feel about these topics. So,
and what this listener has written will reinforce exactly what you're saying as well. The person says that they commend Minister Kenneth for his forthright and willingness to come to speak to the people. He spoke about Bermuda, and I used to work and live there, and yes, they have a good hold on their population, but at a cost. The island is amazing, as it is sadly is now suffering from a bit of stagnation, certainly hurting the locals unless in finance and insurance. The person says, I know, and I still visit a few times a year. Minister, you are one of the most hardworking in your government. Please encourage your government to do more press conferences to speak about Plan Cayman and their views. As much as I love to hear your views, the others need to speak up and stop making the public assume the worst. Have a blessed day. So that what that person has written there, we want to say thanks to them as well. On a comment in relation to sponsorship, Radio Cayman, we rely on the sponsorship while some people are of the view that Radio Cayman is subsidized by the government. We like to carry our own weight as well. And the reason that we have those sponsors is because the quality and quantity of program that is provided by Cayman, Radio Cayman, is non-existent anywhere else on the air in the Cayman Islands.
They should offer
as
us
well.
opportunity to buy an extra hour, though. My ministry would definitely buy an extra hour if they offer it up.
Well,
because the people do want talking more, and maybe management, if you're listening, if you guys offer us, particularly on a Friday or a Monday, we'd be happy to buy an extra hour of conversation because the people want to hear from us, and I like talking to them as often as I can.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we want to thank everyone. We want to say to you, have a great weekend. If you're on the roads, if there's inclement weather, make sure that you adjust your driving. If you're driving, to suit the road conditions as well. Have a great day. Continue to support Radio Cayman with the commercials. Join Sterling Drainey Banks at 12:15 for a talk today.
Oh, see, I think
quickly.
you give me the justification for this. Folks, our amazing Jordan Crooks is going to be swimming in the finals at 1:36 today, I think. And we got to go and show support. The Minister of Culture and Heritage, the Honorable Dwayne Seymour, has set up 2 screens downtown at Cardinal Avenue, weather permitting. That's the latest update I got. Come on down with your colors. We got to. I'm so happy that the minister put this together so quickly. But this could be the chance that we are put a medal on one of our people, and there's so much to be excited about. If you have the time, take your lunchtime around that time, come down to Cardinal Avenue, and let us all rejoice and let's pray for Jordan to give him the strength he needs to bring home the gold.
At least a medal.
At least a medal.
But preferably a gold.
Yeah, preferably gold.
Backers want to know how can they participate in that event at 12:30 today.
You know what, Backers, get together. You do your little thing down there. I don't think that I don't know if
someone can be creative down there.
Go by a church or by a bar and put on the cable TV and support. And the most important part, please, everybody, just pray for him. Put it in God's hands, and He will do the rest.
Okay, so folks, don't forget, John Sterling, Drainey Banks at 12:15 for talk today. And as usual, we ask the good Lord to bless these 3 beautiful, wonderful Cayman Islands.
For the record, proudly brought to you by
Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury, and JN Money.
From abroad to yard.
Fast, affordable, convenient. Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways, call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Kirk Market, experience a world of choice.
Information, entertainment, inspiration.
Covering Grand Cayman, Little Cayman, Cayman Brac.
Since 1976 till now.
Radio Cayman in the